What is going on, guys? How's it? Today we're talking about my SC300 and why it's in this state, and it's been in this state for going on a year now. So start the intro and let's get right into this video. Let's go. Alrighty guys, welcome back to the channel. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome. My name is Austin, and this is my 1995 Lexus SC300. If you are new, and this is the first time you're on my channel, consider subscribing because we're all Hana here, and I like making videos about my cars. This right here is my channel's hero car, if you will. A lot of stuff has been done to this car. I know it doesn't look like it. I know headlights are faded. Nature has gotten the better of it. Hood's gone. Well, I have the hood and it's just not on the car because this is its current state. And unfortunately, YouTube put it in this state. Well, okay, maybe not YouTube like solely, but doing YouTube videos on this car put it in this state. Let me explain. I got this car as an automatic, obviously, as most SC300s go. And I was like, you know what? I want a drift car. I want to get into drifting. Drifting's cool. It's awesome. All my friends are getting into drifting because I used to skate. So all of my friends that used to skate got into drifting. It's just kind of one of those things that you fall into. So I got this in, I want to say like, shoot, at this point I think it was like 2019. And I decided, hey, let's work on this car. Let's get it, ready for the track. So this thing had a straight pipe. It sounded disgusting. So I went ahead and I put a muffler on it right away to make it sound better so I could actually daily drive it. Maybe a year-ish because I was just trying to enjoy the car. And then I decided, hey, let's weld the diff. So we go in ahead and welded the diff. And I have all the videos on my channel. So if you want to go to the playlist, you can. And then I thought, hey, I don't want to have a hydro in this car, so let's go ahead and let's put a drift budding in it. So we went ahead and did that. The next step was to put an intake on. So got a hot air intake, just one off of a Supra. At the same time, the owner of the intake also gave me Supra seats. So I have NA automatic Toyota Supra seats in the SC, which I have a video installing that too because the driver or the passenger seat, the driver's seat in Japan has an electric motor. So I wanted to make sure that all of the people getting in the car could adjust the car as it needed to be. I did a whole video of replacing those worm gears. It took like 5 attempts because I'm not the best at fixing things, and after numerous attempts and figuring out that you need to replace both gears at the same time and not just one and then the other, we finally got it resolved. So the seat works perfectly. You can go forward, back, recline it, all that good stuff. The driver's seat or the passenger seat was, manual, or like had the slider, but you could like adjust it and it would just be where it needed to be because when I'm driving, I don't really need to move the seat that much because I am small and skinny of stature, so I didn't have to do that. Also, I have a IS300 steering wheel in the car because the SC300 steering wheel is just a boat wheel. Like literally, like you trying to drive the car is just, it's not happening, unfortunately. We went ahead and did that just so that I could snap the car into initiation and, hold it and then, do the whole drifting thing, right? Which improved it immensely. I also had to wire tuck the engine wire because I lowered it more because I liked the stance. It's on Megan coilovers. It came stock with those. I really cannot stand Megan coilovers, but they're good for what it is. So I went ahead and I relocated the wiring harness through the driver's side of the engine bay. I think it looked really good and it works out really, really nicely. Other than that, everything on this was stock, except the first thing I did was I upgraded the brakes to a Toyota Supra turbo brakes because it's just an easy mod to do and you get an immense stopping power from it. In my opinion, I feel like stopping is more important than going. I don't care how slow this car is. It was fun to drive. I had stock angle. It's not stock angle anymore. Being able to stop was very important, and I just have some O'Reilly Autopart brake rotors on it, so it works out really well. Also, I have auto extrudes fog lights on, which I love to death. That was the first stage. Second stage is now I wanted to be able to drive it as a stick shift. I wanted to do a manual swap on it, and so went ahead and I looked into it. I was like, hey, I want to do this on a budget, and thankfully a buddy of mine at Toyota, when I worked there, he was doing the same swap with Autosport Engineering's adapter plate, which probably the most effective adapter plate on the market. Don't know if it works well because I've driven the car maybe 20 miles on it for the C009 to a 2JZ because my roommate gave me a C009 transmission so I could rebuild it. I rebuilt it, put it in the car, and everything worked except for fifth and reverse. And still to this day, it's a mystery. I still have to get into that transmission. But when I moved up here to Reno, went ahead and got another transmission locally. I switched out the belt housing because it was already cut onto the new one, and every single gear works now, which is amazing. This is the current state it's in, unfortunately, because I didn't realize that when you put in a internal throw-up bearing, which this one has a GM Pontiac T56 one, because that's like the one that everyone goes with adapter plate wise. When you put one of those in, it pushes against the clutch, which I had a Z1 6-buck clutch, which we'll never do that again. Unfortunately, you learn mistakes going along the way, but I went ahead and I installed that, and unfortunately the clutch setup was there was numerous things that were going wrong. All of the problems resulted in crank walk, cranks moving back and forth in the engine, thrust bearings drop, and just a whole bunch of bad things happen to your motor. So that is why right now I can literally get in the car. I identify as an inline 6 now. This car though is my dedicated drift car. I will be caging this, and thankfully it's a California car, and you know, California cars require cats and all that other crap to pass smog. This one will not have any of that. So that brings me to my next point. Trying to find a JZ motor for this is next to impossible at a fair price. I had to think long and hard, what am I gonna do? This car's been sitting for so long anyways. I wanna do a budget build, but I don't wanna just throw in the engine not to HammahDown Restoration spec. Go follow my Instagram on HammahDown Restorations, by the way. Trying to just dive into the engine rebuilding world. Not easy, not for the faint of heart, but I've been determined, and this channel has literally pushed me to the point where I'm like, hey, I want to do this. Also, doesn't help that a lot of stuff happened, me moving up to Reno to push HammahDown Restoration as far as putting more money into it, because unfortunately, building cars is expensive because things break and are expensive. You're putting a lot of money into something that you're not going to get a lot of money back. This car has done so much for me as far as me learning. I wouldn't trade this car for anything. I'm keeping this car for the long run. I'm going to be putting a lot of love into this as soon as the engine's back. I'm going to stick with the 2J, but I'm going to be doing a NA 2JZ non-VVTi head with a 2JZ VVTi bottom end. Going through the whole motor. It's actually at the machine shop as of right now that I'm making this video. It's at CC Machine down in Gardnerville. Shout out to Carson. He's a great guy, and he is so willing to work with anyone on anyone's engines, and he's taught me so much already. So very, very, very happy with doing that process. Also, the issue is once I do get this thing back up and running, I don't have a truck or a trailer, so I have to drive this thing everywhere. Thankfully, SCs have a lot of space in the trunk, not that much, but enough, so I can put my jack, I can put my spare tires in the back seats. I can do whatever I need to do with this car when I need to. But the other issue about that is every single time I look at this thing, there's something else I have to fix, which I'm talking 30 years old. Everything on this car is 30 years old. This car was never really gone through and given the love it deserves. So that's what I'm trying to do. Like I said, I'm never giving this car away. More nature, that's awesome. The C009 swap just made sense because I know that it is a very stout transmission, and I know that if I put the right ingredients into this with the transmission, the engine, and it also has a SC400 or diff, because that's what you have to do when you do a CD009. I say that so fast, I'm not pronouncing it right. It has a longer gear ratio, so SC400 for the V8s, it just makes more sense. And then I had to do a custom drive shaft, so you need to do one piece, and the guibo is rubber on these stocks, so you need to do a billet one so that the power can transfer through much more easily. But other than that, everything else on this thing is pretty much untouched. And that's where we get to today, where unfortunately with YouTube projects, I don't have a team. It's just you're looking at the team, this guy right here, and I do all of the editing, I do all the filming, I do all of the thinking about just how to do the videos and the creativity, which I'm getting better at it. I just feel that with the YouTube space, it's so hard and frustrating to get into it because you're battling all of these other YouTubers that have been doing this a lot longer, or that they have friends that are already into the YouTube space that are pretty much, the viewership goes from one channel to the other, which I respect that. I have no hate on that at all. There's a few channels that I could name off the top of my head that have had a lot of success in the first literally month or two that their channel has been around. I'm not gonna name any names because first off, that's just unprofessional and I don't like to do that. And second off, I love to grow this channel organically, and the problem is with my channel is that it's been around for so long that YouTube kind of doesn't know what to do with it. It doesn't want to push it, but at the same time, I keep uploading, so it's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, really? Like, come on. I'm confused in the algorithm. So if you guys would like to, I would definitely appreciate if you liked this video, subscribe, and shared it, because that way YouTube will be like, oh, hey, people are actually watching this stuff. Like, no way, that's kind of cool. He's doing this, right? So I would definitely appreciate that for sure. The thing about this car that is probably the hardest to keep going with is because the 2JZ is the hardest engine to source without it being $1 million. And I want to stay in NA. A lot of people are like, oh, hey, you should go turbo. It just makes sense, right? But I'm like, no, it doesn't. Because if I go turbo, I'm not being able to learn the car as an NA, low power, big bodied car. And if I don't do that, how am I supposed to be able to drive as a turbo car when this thing is like a rocket ship and I'm not comfortable with it? The whole goal of my channel has been to progress slowly and go through every stage. Like, for example, these shirts, right? Going back to it, selfish plug. These shirts are gonna be in stages. So the next stage of this car, which is probably gonna be a body kit, I'm gonna have the body kit car on a shirt. So you can get the, as it started, first one right here, first shirt I've ever made as it started. Then you can also get the body kit. Then you can get the livery. And then you can get it with its final stage, I don't even want to call it that, as it would be. The quality of the shirts are going to get better as far as the printing goes, but I wanted to keep it simple because for me, keeping it simple, stupid, is probably the best thing that I could do to make this channel work professionally and also make all these cars make sense, because I have 4 cars. I have a 4Runner, the SC, the Matrix, and I have a Mark III Supra. The thing about having these cars is I need to have reasons for these. So the SC300 is the drift build. The Mark III Supra is the track, time attack, go fast, dig into turns car. The 4Runner is my off-roading car. Love that thing. I can go crazy with it and have a lot of fun. I haven't done a lot to it, which, don't worry, subscribe, because for that truck, SUV, that rig is gonna have a lot of stuff done to it. I just have to get there. And then also the Matrix. It's just one of those things where, like, for example, the Matrix. I had to get that thing ready for TOYOTAFEST, and it took me, I think in the last 2 months, I had to do all the modifications for it, which is kind of scary because one, you think, where is the funds gonna come from? Because you're spending all this money and you don't know if YouTube is gonna advertise or push your videos, but at the same time, I love to do these videos, and putting the coilovers on it, putting the wheels on it, and making sure that they fit, as well as looked good, as well as checked all the boxes that I needed to have them check. It all came together, which that car, the Matrix, is my most favorite daily I'll ever have, and since it's a hatch, it's just the best thing ever. But getting back to the SC, that's what you guys are here for. I guess the hardest thing for me is knowing that it's gonna take a long time, and it's a long-term project at this point. We're gonna get it done. That's no question about that. We're gonna get it done. This thing is going to be a full-fledged race car. I can't tell you guys how many times I've made or tried to make this video where the harsh realities of being a YouTuber, it's not wrong. We're not lying. It is very difficult because life gets in the way. I haven't been able to work on this car at all because of just trying to save money for it, which is the main reason why I moved up to Reno, is to save money and put it back in these cars. So I am not here to complain or anything. I'm just telling you how it is. I'm telling you it through my eyes behind these sunglasses, which are the TRD sunglasses. If you guys can't tell, they're TRD. I love them. All I'm here to do is just tell you the behind the scenes and be honest with you, because that is what my channel is about and that is what we're building upon. I reached out to a guy on Instagram. His Instagram is High6. He has the perfect setup. He has a Tacoma and he has a SC300. For me, I want a Tundra, but we'll get into that later. And I reached out to him, I'm like, dude, I love your car and everything. And he goes, bro, it's crazy that we're talking because I've watched your videos and I actually did the Knuckle mod and it changed everything. And having those interactions are probably one of my favorite things about doing this content creation, because I love talking to people, but I also love learning. Learning to me is my most favorite thing, and everything that has to do with this journey of building cars is all about talking to people, networking, and I love that. That's something that I didn't expect coming into YouTube, but that is what naturally happens. You naturally sign up to like go network and go to, you know, car shows, which it's crazy because the Matrix won a award at TOYOTAFEST, which is insane to me because that's not even the car that, like, yes, I put a lot of time and effort into that car, but like that car is not something that I see as like the car that should be getting awards. Like, it's just regular traffic. I know it's not. I know you guys will, you know, kind of say it's not because it's an XRS, has the 2ZZ in it with the 6-speed. If you guys haven't checked the Matrix series out, go ahead. You can wait till the end of the video because I will have a playlist for that as well. So go ahead and check that out. It's just one of those things where this is the car that I fell in love with. And being a person that makes YouTube videos is wild because not only do you need the car, you also need the camera equipment. You need these mic thingies that they're not cheap. Unfortunately, I do go the cheap route, and everything that I've gotten, I've just accumulated, which I'm very thankful for everyone that's supporting me, letting me purchase these things through you, as far as the camera, just the editing software that I use, like my computer, everything that I have invested and done is for YouTube, and I just want YouTube to be able to help me out. And I'm not begging them, I want the platform to know that us small YouTubers, we're here and we're not going to go anywhere. And this right here is the reason why I'm not going anywhere, because I'm not selling any of my cars, probably ever. They're all going to be here. Even if I got T-boned in this car, I would rebuild, because that's just how I am. That's just how my brain works, is that once I get something, I want to keep pushing the limits of that chassis, because I don't feel like there's a lot of people that do that anymore. Unfortunately, that's what we're here for. So if you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a like and subscribe down below. I appreciate it so much. So if you guys have enjoyed this video and want to see more, going down below and hitting that subscribe button, liking this video, and joining the Chaka Squad, joining the Ohana, and I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you guys so much for everything. I appreciate it. And always remember, guys, never forget, always stay positive and stay true to who you are. Till next time, guys, shoots, take care, and have a good day. Peace.